But to move on to other things, just a quick little tidbit because I thought this was pretty interesting and worth the discussion. Speaking about, obviously sci-fi, space, and all that.
Right.
I wasn't even aware of this, but apparently the Artemis 2 mission. Were you aware of this?
No, I'm not. And give me 1 second, okay?
No, for sure. Do your thing, brother. But so apparently, we are on a mission to go around the moon. It's the Artemis 2 mission. It's already took flight around 6:25 Eastern time. It's already completed its engine burns. It's now in very high Earth orbit. I want to say they're even doing like live updates with it. Oh no, I think I think we passed it. No, okay. No longer are they doing the live ones, but they were doing like a whole like step-by-step process of watching them do the thing. I mean, this is a pretty big deal, man. But it's already in high Earth orbit. And like so right now, like it's pretty much like using the orbit of Earth to create like this slingshot effect to then go towards the moon. And then the idea is to like, I guess, go around the moon. The ship, I believe, is called the Orion. It's like I said, it's in high orbit right now. It's over 43,730,000 miles above the Earth, which is the farthest point so far. Let's see what else here. The mission is has a several-hour coast phase with ongoing system checks and some early mission tests and evaluations. Around 25.5 hours after launch, mission control will target the big translunar injection burn at perigee that sends Orion out toward the moon with a backup opportunity roughly 23.5 hours later. So, doing big things, man. Like I didn't even know this was a thing. It came across, like again, my wall on social media.
So this is a movie that we're talking about?
I'm sorry, say it again.
This is a movie that you're
No. This is actual operation happening right now. Like Artemis 2 mission. It like I don't know if it's NASA or if it's
yeah. Someone was just talking about this earlier. Yeah.
It's again, I don't know if it's NASA or under SpaceX or something,
Let me see. Yeah,
no, it's NASA. It's NASA. Here we go. NASA Space Launch System rocket lifted off from Kennedy Space Center today at about 6:35 p.m. Eastern time. So it's a 10-day mission around the moon and back. That's what they're hoping to achieve.
Yeah.
Big things, man. Taking flight, man.
That's interesting.
So it's like, all right, let's see. We're talking obviously past couple of years between SpaceX, NASA, they're trying to develop, ships that can actually perform missions that go out and succeed and, being out there long legs, coming back, properly landing. Obviously, Elon's, with his launch and coming back and parking it type scenario, kind of impressive too, So obviously, I know the idea is to eventually get to Mars and all that. So it's kind of pretty interesting things.
No, this is interesting because it's like the first in our lifetime. What I mean? We heard we saw the old videos and stuff, and I think in the Kennedy years and after that, I think. And so this is this is kind of historic, for our generation. Like really.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like you said, it wasn't until back then since something like this occurred. I know they tried to do one not too long ago, but something happened. I think with the launch, something was wrong, some like malfunctions and stuff. So I guess this is their second attempt, and I think working together with SpaceX and all that stuff, and Elon, whatever, they figured it out. I guess
Yeah. No, this is cool. Yeah, I was at work earlier. And someone called me about it. It's like, we're going to the moon again. And I was like, I didn't even hear like any build up for this. Right? This is all was a surprise for me today.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's either that or obviously there's just so much other news that it's kind of like being overshadowed.
Got a low-key war going on and stuff. And
yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, which is worth discussion. I'm not going to go there yet, but I just thought this was interesting. I'm like, man, for me personally, because in my lifetime, This is the first time something like this happens.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
You know, kind of interested to see if it's successful or not. You know, I hope it is. I hope obviously the astronauts come back safe. You know,
no videos, nothing yet, right? Or did they?
There was videos. I was trying to find some, so we can take a look.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Like, just I like. I mean, it's something very American about just going.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And again, we just heard the stories growing up about it and saw the old videos, and I just think that's just a cool thing to show your technology and just show, you know, you're pressing against space and just recording it. Like, this is kind of like your marker again, you know, for our generation, maybe another 50 years before they try this again, you know? So
exactly. No, exactly. That's then like you said, it's very American because it's like, and I mean, American and human, just human, you know what I'm saying? You know, you talk about, you know, obviously we're in a different age now, but you know, the age of exploration, right? Where, you know, the thing back then was ships. And travel across the oceans, you know, find new lands, you know, and that was you know, like a big thing. The Titanic back in the day, like a big ship, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's these steps throughout human, you know, existence, and that are just moments in history that are worth noting. And for sure, when I came across this, I'm like, oh, this is dope. Hold on, I didn't even know this was a thing.
I mean, you got this crew, they're probably, you know, preparing their whole life, you know, for this mission, and to document it. You know what I mean? It's like they're probably gonna come back and do reality shows and stuff.
Right. Artemis is tonight's liftoff. The crew in quarantine with their families. Commander Reed Weissman posting this photo with his daughters. NASA Chief Jared Isaacman says they represent a new generation. What does it mean in terms of America's place in space history?
It means we're about to make our return to the moon, and this time to stay. Artemis 2 is the opening act.
The next 24 hours will be critical for launch. At 7:34 a.m., ground teams will begin fueling the rocket. At 9:45 a.m., the crew, already on mission time, will wake up, eat breakfast, and suit
up. These guys look like they're ready.
At 2 p.m., they'll head to the pad.
I say they've been preparing.
At 6:24 p.m., they begin a 10-day mission to the moon. So to achieve this, NASA has...
It was a successful launch. So that's because I think we all heard about one. I think it was like in the 80s, you know, because it's like all before our time. But like it was a failed launch, and that was like the last thing I heard about going to the moon anymore. Like I just remember hearing about it was like a failed launch in the 80s, but so it was a successful launch, and that's when it was just such iconic for our generation, because I got a couple of phone calls, like I'm at work and people was like, "Yeah, you heard they went to the moon?" I'm like, "What?" They just launched at the moon? Like, what are you talking about? So that's just how big it was. Where I just got like random phone calls
10,
over this.
9, 8, 7, RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great.
I don't want you to think about it.
So yeah, man.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man. You know, just I'm like, all right, cool. You know, onto big, you know, it's again, like I said, it's sad that it's kind of getting overshadowed, because it's like, yo, this is a pretty cool, you know, history, cool feat, you know, in itself, you know. Well, astronauts ready to just.
It's the climate of, you know, just this, you know, of this country right now, and you know, again, the politics and the mix, you know, the whole jousting with that, and you know, obviously, Iran, you know, is one thing that I think, that's taking center stage. I think Trump made a statement tonight. I didn't watch it yet, but he made a statement about it, about Iran. But so yeah, like you said, it's things overshadowing it, which it's a shame, because this should have been ABC special. Like we should have been, you know, primetime special, but talking about this.
Right. No, exactly. I mean, like clearly it was covered on a few outlets for sure, but like but like on the day of, like it wasn't the build up. Nobody talked about the build up to this moment,
right?
You know, so it's like nobody really knew until the day of. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't know until they actually launched. You know what I mean? Like that's how crazy. I was like, I didn't hear any news. Like it didn't come across my feed, or like I don't watch enough local TV, you know, to catch the local news. So I, you know, I had no idea this happened until the launch. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah. Again, I came across it today. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna keep an eye on that and look at it, And but hence why I called it Fight and Flight.